Hi everyone, we did our presentation on Germany, and we are Stephanie Furland, Bridget Schwepfer, Sierra Betts, and Carla Laxon. Germany is in Western and Central Europe, bordering Denmark in the north, Poland and the Czech Republic in the east, Austria and Switzerland in the south, France and Luxembourg in the southwest, and Belgium and the Netherlands in the northwest. Berlin is the capital of Germany and is located in the northeast. Germany is composed of 16 states. The states have their own constitution and are largely autonomous in regard to their internal organizations. The German flag is 3 bands representing the national colors consisting of black, red, and gold. According to the CIA World Factbook, the area of Germany is about 357,000 square kilometers. This makes it somewhat smaller than Montana and somewhat larger than New Mexico in the United States. In regards to the online website Weather Online, Germany's climate is moderate and it has generally no longer periods of cold or hot weather. Northwestern and coastal Germany have maritime influence climate, which is characterized by warm summers and mild cloudy winters. Germany is the main spoken language and has approximately 35 different dialects. It is estimated that there are about 82 million people who live in Germany, and this makes it one of the most densely populated countries in the world. Amazingly, Germany has made it possible to attend university completely for free, even for people who are not German citizens. It is also Europe's largest economy and is the 4th in terms of GDP in the world. Germany is also a leader in climate and energy policies, and its main form of currency throughout the country is the euro. Germany is historically known for many things, but 4 of the most prominent are beer, football, bread and sausages, and palaces and castles. To begin with, Germany is well known for the brew and consumption of beer. Germans are the 2nd largest beer consumers in Europe. Secondly, Germany's national football team remains one of the strongest football teams, having won a total of 4 World Cups in 1954, 1974, 1990, 2014 so far. Next, bread and sausages are the primary and considered one of the most important parts of the German cuisine and are found in almost every meal served. Finally, middle-aged castles and palaces are arguably the most important buildings in the German architectural history and were built by nobility.
According to the World Population Review, Germany is the most populous country in the European Union. Despite a drop in the country's growth rate, its 2018 population is now estimated at 82.29 million, which makes Germany the 17th most populous country in the world. Germany has a population density of about 227 square kilometers, or 583 per square mile, which ranks 58th in the world. The picture to the right displays how Germany is divided into 16 states, referred to collectively as Länder, and each state has its own constitution and remains fairly autonomous. Each state also has its own capital. Despite its large population, Germany has relatively few large cities, and only 4 have a population of over 1 million: Berlin, Hamburg, Munich, and Cologne. Still, these cities are much larger when the metropolitan area is taken into account. Hamburg, for example, has a city population of 1.8 million as of 2012, but its metropolitan area is home to more than 5 million. Dusseldorf, the 7th largest city in Germany, has a population of close to 600,000, but its metropolitan area is home to over 11.3 million. As of January 1st, 2018, the population of Germany was estimated to be 81,351,097 people. This is an increase of 0.06% or 51,219 people compared to a population of 81,299,878 the year before. In 2017, the natural increase was negative, as the number of deaths exceeded the number of live births by 200,811. Due to external migration, the population increased by 252,030. According to the Trading Economics website, Germany's unemployment rate is 3.4% as of August 2018, compared to the U.S. unemployment rate of 4% and France's unemployment rate of 9.1%. Germany has the lowest unemployment rate of these 3 countries. Germany's seasonally adjusted harmonized unemployment rate was unchanged at a near 38-year low of 3.4% in September 2018, as the number of unemployed fell further while employed was little changed. Unemployment rate in Germany averaged 5.58% from 1949 until 2018, reaching an all-time high of 11.5% in April of 1950 and a record low of 0.4% in March 1966. In 2018, the national minimum wage in Germany remained fixed at 8.84 euros per hour, which is 14.98 euros per month, which is also 17,976 euros per year, taking into account only 12 payments per year. In US dollars, that converts to about $1,682.37 per month, with the currency exchange of €1 per $1.14 in US dollars as of now. In regards to the World Population Review, there are 4 groups considered national minorities, which means their ancestors lived in their regions for many centuries. These groups are called the Sorbs, Danes, Frisians, and the Roma and Sinti. There are about 50,000 Danes in the northernmost region of Germany. The Sorbs, who are Slovak people, live in the Lustitia region. There are large populations of Frisians in the Lower Saxony and the western coast of the Schleswig-Holstein. The majority of Germans are Christian, either Roman Catholic, which is about 29.9%, or Protestant, which is about 29.8%. Although 1.3% of the population are also Orthodox Christians. Islam is the second largest region in Germany, with an estimated 6.1% of the population according to a 2017 Pew Research survey. Germany has the second largest Muslim population in Europe, at nearly 5 million, and is expected to grow significantly in the coming decades. The largest single group, however, is non-believers, who make up 34% of the population. The number of atheists and agnostics is far higher in Eastern Germany than the Western Germany, largely because of the communist East German states' general policy of discouraging religious belief. For age structure and sex ratio, Germany had 13.3% of population under 15, 66.1% of population between 25 and 64 years old, and 20.6% of population 65 and older. The distribution between male and females is seen as pretty equal. The sex ratio of the total population was 0.96, or 960 males per 1,000 females, which is lower than the global sex ratio. The global sex ratio in the world is approximately 1,016 males to 1,000 females as of 2017. Health demographics. Germany is currently fighting a major population drop, and many towns that were thriving just a few decades ago are now filled with vacant homes that may never be sold. Germany's death rate has been higher than its birth rate since the 1970s. It's estimated that the country will shrink by 2060 to just 71 million. With a birth rate that's one of the lowest in the world, the population of Germany could well drop to around 65 to 70 million over the next 50 years. In Germany, there are about 1,994 births per day, 2,551 deaths per day, 1,013 net migrations per day, 456 net change per day, and a net increase of 1 person every 3 minutes.
According to data provided by UNICEF, the current number of under 5 mortality rate, U5MR for abbreviation, deaths per 1,000 live births is 4, while there are only 3 under 5 deaths. The infant mortality rate, IMR for short, deaths per 1,000 live births is also 3, while the neonatal mortality rate, deaths per 1,000 live births, is only 2. Finally, currently in Germany, the under 5 mortality rate, U5MR, deaths for 1,000 live births is 4 for both males and females. The chart below on the right shows Germany's infant mortality rate per 1,000 live births compared to other countries as of 2011. According to the latest WHO data published in 2017, malnutrition deaths in Germany reached 224, or 0.03% of total deaths. The age-adjusted death rate is 0.1 per 100,000 of population, so it ranks Germany number 153rd in the world in malnutrition deaths. In our country, comparable overweight and obesity estimates from 2008, which is shown in the first chart, show that 68.5% of the adult population who are over 20 years old in Germany were overweight and 25.1% were obese. The prevalence of overweight was higher among men, 66.8%, than women, who were 54.5%. The proportion of men and women that were obese was 25.9% and 24.4%, respectively. As seen in the second chart, it shows the prevalence of overweight percentage in German adolescents based on self-reported data on height and weight. As you can see, the first column shows that males who are 11 years old are 23% obese, while females are 14%. In the 13-year-old category, males decrease a slight amount to 21% obese, and while females increase by 2%, leaving them at a prevalence of 16%. And finally, adolescents 15 years old range from a constant 21% in males and a decrease in females at 12%. As you can see, obesity is very high among the Germans. With 81.8 million inhabitants, Germany is the most populous member of the state and has the largest economy in the European Union. The richest 10% of households saw their real incomes jump by 27% between 1991 and 2014, according to the German Institute for Economic Research. Middle-class incomes increased by 9% over the same period, while households at the bottom saw their incomes drop by 8%. Wages paid to workers increased by 5% between 2000 and 2016. Meanwhile, income from investments and business activities jumped by 30%. The richest 10% of the population owns 60% of assets, while the bottom 40% have almost nothing, according to Germany's central bank. The share of Germans at risk of falling into poverty has jumped from 11% 2 decades ago to 16% in 2014. Nearly 7 million Germans are working part-time, precarious mini jobs that will pay up to 450 euros, which is about $540 a month. Many rely on welfare payments to get by every single day. As far as health inequalities go, the country has developed a very high standard of living and a comprehensive system of social security. Germany has the oldest social health insurance system in the world. The country spends the highest proportion of its wealth on health in the EU, and health expenditure per capita is the second highest in the EU. Today, the population is covered by a basic health insurance plan provided by SECHU. According to the World Health Organization, Germany's healthcare system was 77% government funded and 23% privately funded. Life expectancy at birth was 80.7 years in 2015 and slightly above the EU average of 80.6. Germany has a very low infant mortality rate. However, as I mentioned in the slide before this, obesity is a growing challenge in Germany.
Everywhere in the world has experienced the effects of an epidemic. This includes Germany. There have been many epidemics throughout the history of Germany, but some of the most recent ones include hepatitis A, Lassa fever, MERS coronavirus, EHEC outbreak, and the HU syndrome. Some of the top causes of death include, primarily, cardiovascular diseases at 39.7% of deaths, such as myocardial infarction and stroke, which continues to make it the most frequent causes of death. Secondly, cancer is the second most frequent cause of death in Germany and is caused by 4 different types of cancer. Thirdly, for 7.2% of all adults aged between 18 and 79 years of age have a diabetes mellitus. These are approximately 4.6 million people, and approximately 2% of all adults have undetected diabetes mellitus. Finally, diseases of the muscular and skeletal system continue to be amongst the most frequent and cost-intensive diseases in Germany. There have been many health improvements which are attributable, depending on the disease, to prevention and early detection, as well as progress in treatment and better health care. Chronic diseases, however, represent major challenges not only for the patients concerned and their families, but also for the health system and the social systems.
Microcredit financing is beneficial to developing countries, so these organizations are much more scarce in developed countries, such as Germany. One nonprofit organization based in Germany that stands above the rest is known as SHSH. This organization has been providing loans to individuals in need since its establishment in 2000. The mission of this organization is to provide individuals with the tools necessary to overcome problems such as insufficient access to healthcare, clean energy, or proper education due to poverty. One positive of establishing a microcredit financing organization in a developed country is their ability to expand these services to countries in need. This expansion of services benefits borrowing countries by mitigating their public health concerns that correlate with poverty. This also benefits Germany by unifying them with developing countries around the world. SHSH has been very successful in expanding their services around the globe, connecting and providing microcredit financing to over 10 different countries. Another nonprofit organization that is very successful in Germany is Robin Hood. This organization was founded in 1982 and fights for social and ecological justice. Their actions since the establishment of the organization revolve around avenging the disinherited. One of Robin Hood's major projects that is in effect today is to decrease the nitrogen oxide and carbon dioxide emissions produced by motor vehicles. On their website, you can find a 7-step project that provides Germans with the clear instructions on how to achieve their goal of reduced greenhouse gases. Germany's combination of nonprofit organizations targeting ecological and social issues through financial aid and advocacy provide its people with a clear path towards a healthier future. Although there are many benefits to microcredit financing, there are a few challenges that stand as concerns for critics. This type of financing is very high risk for lenders since the approved borrowers typically have bad or no credit. This is a concern because lenders are taking a high risk in the potential of not having the loans paid back. Another concern involved with this approach is the fact that these microloans result in a low risk for borrowers. Since these impoverished people often have nothing to lose, they may be more likely to flee the country or simply not pay back their loan. One major approach that we believe will address this challenge would be to assign business partners or supervisors to the borrowers. This approach will benefit the borrower by providing them with an asset that will aid in the success of their loan usage, as well as minimize the likelihood of runaways.